Cool. It looks like we're having a little bit of like a cropping issue on PKE's stream. Hopefully they'll correct that. But like the left and top edges are kind of not where they.
Right. Yeah.
Three-way race time.
So we got Moglar, our Western player, PKE. Both of them did a run at Shmup Slam earlier. It was really awesome. And then who is on the furthest right?
That's Tessu. He's also really good. He also has a 500 mil in Ketsui. So
Wow.
all three. It's worth noting that all three of these runners are in the 500 mil club. That's like pretty much like TGM 3 Grandmaster tier, right?
Definitely. If that's not Grandmaster tier, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
We're gonna see some very, very high level scoring stuff here.
Very high level scoring.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Hey, Softdrink, you want to go over the Ketsui scoring system? Because I know, it's not the easiest
Sure.
thing it's not the easiest thing to grasp. You're gonna see three numbers.
Yeah.
The top number is the stage multiplier. I think it multiplies the value of the boss when you lock shot it, and it multiplies the end of stage. It's the multiplier that's used on the end of stage bonuses.
Yeah. So there's a couple different counters, like you're saying. There's an end of stage bonus, and that has to do with the number of lives and bombs you have in stock, and it's multiplied by the top counter, which is like the total number of chips or chip values that you've collected over the course of the stage. Then the middle counter is like the current multiplier that's applied to the kills that
to
you're
lock
getting
shot
at any
enemies.
given time to lock shot. Yeah, and then and that will actually increase and decrease. So it increases as you collect chips, but it decreases as you cash it out by locking onto things.
Right.
And then the bottom counter is actually just kind of your current like chain value. You can kind of think of it that way.
Well,
so
it's got two purposes. It's chain value, but it's also a chain timer too.
Yeah.
Because you see, and the chain timer also counts the number of frames during which lock shotting produces chips of that value.
Right. So and the chip value is proportional to the vertical distance between you and an enemy. It actually only matters how high you are on the screen relative to the enemy. You can be any horizontal distance away from them. But when you're very, very close to an enemy, you'll get a 5 chip, a little further away, a 4 chip, a little further away, a 3 chip, etc. And when you collect the chip that is higher than your current chip value, it will start a chain, and that chain will continue for a certain number of frames, and you can extend it by collecting more chips, but eventually it will still decay.
Right.
So a lot of
it's actually worth noting that the value of the chain depends on the current. Not only the current value, the current chip value, but also what the timer's at. So if you don't have a chain and you 5 chip shot kill a tank, for example, you're gonna see I believe it's 50 or 60 frames.
Yeah, I think it starts at 60.
Yeah, but when you already have a timer and it goes to refresh, it only refreshes by 5 frames.
Yeah.
So that in that sense, it's kind of like DDP chaining, where laser hits prolong your chain, but just barely.
Yeah, and here it's a lot more about the chains are very short in duration, and you can't when you get a 5 chain, picking up another 5 chip won't refresh the chain all the way.
No.
So you kind of want to very strategically time when you're going to start your chain, and then continue it through the rest of the enemies that you're killing immediately. And the chain only applies to things you're killing with the lock. So if you're shooting, you'll just get the chip that corresponds to the distance you are from the enemy, regardless of what your current chain timer is.
Yeah.
And then the other thing to keep in mind is enemies will sometimes drop different amounts of chips depending on whether they're killed with shot or with lock. So generally speaking, lock enemies will drop more chips. And so often what you'll try to do is kill enemies with lock while your counter is at a 5 value, but then collect those chips with shot so that you're building your kind of stage counter, your combo counter, so to speak.
Right.
And you'll see that a lot in stage 2, the kind of turrets and helicopters there. After you kill them initially, they have a secondary explosion. See it a little bit right now with PKE's demo screen. They have a secondary explosion that comes up where they will produce more 5 chips a little bit later.
Right.
Another place you'll see that sort of delay is Vinograda, the stage 3 mid boss, or a number of the nightmare big helicopter enemies in stage 4, for example.
Mm-hmm. So let's another thing you're going to really see them do a lot, and I know Moglar and PKE are going to do this like crazy, is they're going to do an advanced technique called empty locking. And there's actually two different. So you want to go over like the basics of empty locking?
I actually prefer if you would, because it's been a little while since
So
I've
believe
tried to
that
play this game.
Yeah, I believe that so there's like there's three sources of chips in Ketsui, right? There's chips that you get when you're lock-shotting an enemy. There's chips that you Oh fuck. I'm sorry. I kind of like I'm kind of crapping out right now, but
It's all right. You're still good.
yeah. Basically, if you kill an enemy while it's going from if you kill an enemy and you switch from shot to lock right as it's about to die, you get more chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can also do it's done because the game calculates the number of chips that you get from an enemy during the explosion animation. Mm-hmm. And during an explosion, if you have lock shots, if you have lock active, then it'll spew out extra 5 chips. So what they'll do is they'll like they'll empty lock. It'll count as a shot kill, so it won't cash out your multiplier. It won't like actually apply the value at lock. But it's like shot killing. But are they starting now?
Yeah, all 3 players starting. All 3 starting as type A.
Yep. So one of the things you'll notice is that they're going to be using another advanced technique called Zaku E-locking. You can actually empty lock popcorn, and it's quite like a complex input.
So that first empty lock there on these big planes from Moglar, you kind of want to like we were saying before, you kill them with the shot and then immediately switch to lock as they're exploding. Right. You get all those 5 chips.
I think what they want to go for right now is they want to go for a middle multiplier counter of about like 850 to 900 before the mid boss, and it's kind of crazy. They're also going to do a little milk on the mid boss as well. So their Moglar has like a counter of like 850.
Yeah, PKE was at 898. Tessu was at 898, I think.
Oh, Tessu's actually not going for the mid boss pod milk. He's just killing it normally.
Yeah. So coming into the second half of stage 1, we're going to see a lot more like chaining on these grounded tanks. Up ahead, there's going to be some like a turret and then a series of helicopters that come down. Probably going to try to keep some of these grounded tanks alive. Yeah, exactly, to carry the chain through those turrets. And then here, keeping some of these Zako alive as more helicopters come down to carry that 5-chip chain into each of those helicopters. We might see empty lock attempts on the turrets up here. Okay.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to keep one of the little popcorn alive so that they can use it to chain the 2 turrets.
Yeah. And then just a lot of like chaining and comboing down into the ground for this last set.
Yeah, so this is extremely optimal. They're going to go for like 2.8 counter, about like 15 to 16 mil right before the boss.
We have 2.67, 276, and I think 278. And then I think all 3 of them are going to go for the pods.
Yeah. PKE is going to go for a 3-pod milk. He's not going to kill the top left pod immediately, and that makes the first missile barrage a lot more difficult to dodge. You can kind of see like a side by side where Moglar had to dodge a much easier pattern because he cleared out like the bottom left pod as he was doing the milk. It's a little bit more lucrative, but it's much more risky.
So PKE still working on that milk.
Yeah. He has to do an extra rep, but he's already dodged like the most difficult part, which is that first barrage.
Nicely done. Counter up to 3270. So he got like an extra 200 out of that. Really nice.
Yeah. They're gonna get around like 21 or 22 million, which is actually insane.
Yeah. So that's enough to get the first extend coming out of stage 1. Yeah, there you go. Moglar and Tessu both got first extend out of stage 1. PKE, I'm sure, is also going to get it. And again, that multiplier bonus at the end of the stage, that's based on the number of lives you have stocked, the number of bombs you have stocked, and your current chip count total, that topmost counter. So here, Moglar, like we were saying earlier, holding that lock on after he's killed some of these bigger enemies to get more 5 chips out of it. Same thing you see Tessu and PKE. There's going to be some turrets coming up here. This section's pretty challenging. A lot of like the movement and the timings are very specific, but the most important part of it for score is just to keep that 5 chain going as you have those turrets exploding, and they take a while to blow up. Now here on this mid boss in 1-2,
Gemini,
the background is on a continuous scrolling loop here, so we probably will see the players time the kill on it very specifically. We might see them delay it a little bit when the background's at a specific point, So when this boss dies, it spawns a whole bunch of little popcorn enemies that come from the top of the screen, and if you time it right as that background starts to loop, then they come for longer. You get more of those bonus enemies.
Yeah. So you see right now, they're actually doing like very specific damage setups so that they can get like the optimal Zako rush after this mid boss. And Moglar just finished the Zako on my side.
Real clean.
Stage 2 mid boss on my side.
Yep. And Moglar and Tessu are basically at exactly the same point in the game, which is pretty cool. PKE a few seconds behind because of that extra milk. So coming up here into the end section of stage 2, starts throwing a lot more stuff at you, and the timing gets a little bit trickier, like how to route around these things, especially with these big tanks that come on.
Some of these chains are very tricky to do, and you have to leave some of these things alive just to be able to like 5-chip chain all of the mid-sized enemies.
Yeah, definitely. And leaving some of the popcorn alive here to get some of these big helicopters, for example, it looks easy, but it takes quite a bit of practice to get your routing down for that. Moglar and Tessu here right at the end of the stage, these two big tanks. Moglar missing the 5-chip on the left tank by just a little bit.
Oof.
Coming out with 40, is that 4240? Nice. And Tess 4251.
They're all gonna get scores and multipliers in the 4K range.
Yeah, excellent.
Right now, I'm not sure if Tessu does this, but Moglar is gonna do a 1 tread milk. He's gonna bully this right tread here,
and
he's gonna keep the left tread. He's gonna keep the
swaggy
left
way
tread
to
alive. Oh, you should watch PKE's milk. He's gonna do a 2 tread milk. He's gonna milk both the treads. So what you can do in the second phase of the stage 2 boss is you can time the kill on these treads to get extra 5 chips out of the grenades. The blue bullets that the grenades fuse actually turn into 5 chips. And,
okay, so yeah. Oh, just a little bit too early from Moglar there, but PKE got it.
So you can see PKE, he has to do a much more. He's trying to milk both of the treads, but it's actually much more difficult because he's going to have to dodge a lot more of the grenade pattern.
Yeah, there you go.
PKE, I see you got it. Reset on the far right.
Oh,
yeah,
just reset.
See,
okay.
This is the difficult section on PKE's side. He's going to have to dodge like the second cycle of grenades.
I like the rivalry that's forming between Moglar and PKE. It's really cool to watch.
I believe they both got the extend before the boss. I mean, before the end of stage bonuses.
They did, I think.
Actually
PKE
crazy.
was at 47 million before the end of stage 2, which since that gets factored into his end of stage bonus, he gets a whole extra number on his multiplier count there. So instead of times 3 stock, it's times 4 stock. So both players now
they're going to do something really
60
crazy.
million.
They're both going to be point blanking the first golden bat, and they're doing so because killing it super early like that gives you an extra chopper or an extra 2 choppers.
Whoa!
Just watch.
I think PKE just took a hit. He may be resetting. Yeah, he's resetting.
That's a reset.
Okay.
Yeah, see, 2 choppers.
Very cool. Okay. I knew there were some bonus enemies involved, but I didn't realize it was two whole choppers there. That's pretty cool. All right, Moglar coming up on Vinogradov. The approach to Vinogradov here. He's
going to be empty locking the Zako, as well as killing these mid-sized enemies. He wants to get to around like 850 counter, but right now he'll have like 900 counter for this section. Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
He's coming out of that with 783, which is pretty solid, and he's going to have a chance to bring that back up with some of these Zako here. And now
you want to be at around like 800 to 850, just because you get a lot of multiplier from these Zakos. So that you could like, once you get into the Vinogradov fight, you can have like a 900 counter. Yeah,
and he's maintaining that 900 through the whole fight so far. And now he's at like 700, but he's cashed in on several of the parts from the boss. So, only 1 chip's on that warship, but it's not a huge deal there. Tetsu coming up on the stage 1 boss and PKE at the stage 1 mid boss. Moglar there just got the 1-up from killing Vinogradov and
he got the trick.
That chain. Yeah. That chain.
I think he's gonna get 5 choppers, 5 bonus choppers. If you kill Vinogradov very early, then you can theoretically get 6 choppers, but it's very risky and very, very difficult. Usually you get 5.
4. I may have missed one though. This ending section on stage 3 that Moglar's hitting is very tricky to route if you're playing aggressively for a score like this. The big choppers there can really congest the screen, and then coming up here is another golden bat, which will just kind of flood.
He's gonna do the around the world, the around the world dodge.
Yeah, super.
I think everyone's gonna do this.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Very
There
nice.
we go.
Very, very nice.
Moglar is playing really well right now. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he's
really
very
on
solid.
point.
He's probably gonna get like 4.8 or
4.8.
5K. Nice. So here on the first phase of the stage 3 boss, what he's gonna do is on the third pattern, he's gonna stop firing for a little bit. This is because he wants to get to the second cycle of this pattern, so that he can get up and empty lock the first stage.
Oh,
That was a death. I believe he's going to try for... He was originally planning to try for an Ura, so I'm surprised he hasn't gone for a reset.
Yeah,
I hope he knows that he can.
I think.
Yeah, I
think he's just so used to not resetting on stream.
Yeah, I mean, just go for it. YOLO. Either way, very solid handling of this boss. By killing that one pontoon first, and then the other, he's able to make those patterns a lot easier.
He's going to empty lock the the left arm. There you go. And final pattern.
Yeah, this final pattern
is hug the blue walls pattern.
So visually disorienting, but once you figure out that the trick is just to hug that blue line and stay about 1.5 ship lengths up from the bottom, it actually becomes very manageable, at least in the first loop. Second loop's a little bit
Did PKE
different.
just reset again?
He did, yes. Players still have another 19.5 minutes if they want to reset. So, again, that's kind of surprising to me that Moglar hasn't reset yet. But
I'm typing in his chat. I have blind hope.
Yeah.
Oop,
Yeah,
and
this game is very reset heavy.
Take a hit. Yeah, it's so Ketsui is brutal if you're trying to go for the second loops. If you're trying to go for the Ura loop, you have to no miss no bomb the entire first loop. And if you want the Omote loop, the sum of your deaths and bombs must be less than or equal to 6. So you really have to play very, very well in order to make it to either of the loops. And since this is an exhibition and the players are trying to do the best they can, and the Ura loop scores much higher, they are going to be trying to go for Ura where they can.
Just point. So Moglar, what he did over there was he just point blanked the that white tank and got a bunch of like extra popcorn enemies, which he immediately empty locked. And you can tell that he's been empty locking all these little popcorn because they're giving out two chips instead of one. Usually, when you shot kill an enemy, any popcorn, they'll usually give out like 1 5 chip, but he's getting 2.
Yeah, so the trick with empty locking on popcorn like that is that you're essentially killing them with shot, but still getting the same number of chips that you would for killing them with lock.
Yeah, there's actually a specific technique that you do, which is why, like, in Japanese, there's a special term for the Zako E-lock, and there's also a pretty weird technique that you have to do as well.
So Moglar here coming out of Blackdraft, the 1-4 mid-boss. Second part of the stage here, there's going to be a lot of these really big helicopters. I believe they're called, like, nightmares. Start coming down from the top. And
3 nightmares.
So the first one's here.
Very
and
aptly named.
2 more a little bit later. Ooh, okay.
There's the first nightmare.
There was a death there. Oof. He's still in it. Still not resetting yet. And then these little Roomba guys here, as the community calls them. These ones in the lower left are pretty tricky to pull off a chain on. If you're playing just for survival, just holding your lock. And letting it go to 1 chips is a much more consistent way to go through there. But no big deal for Moglar. He just goes all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he did there was he alternated between locking and empty locking, depending on what the value of his chain was.
Yep. His full counter looks like
the 5 chip there.
770 still, even after that death. So that's pretty good, especially coming into the ascent here at the end of the stage. So this last part with these last 2 nightmares, you really kind of time when you're getting through the different phases of them, especially if you want to go for 5 chips like this, and misdirect.
There on the first one, he's going to leave those 2 bottom tanks alive so that he can get the 5 chips on that nightmare. Oh my god, damn, he just died again. Yeah,
he went for a reset there. Tessu just finishing stage 1 for the 3rd time, and PKE about to hit the same milestone. PKE still milking the pods on there. So the way the pod milk works on that stage 1 boss is that it fires a bunch of these little homing missile type things. Like they're not really homing, but they fly in a circular pattern, and then they shoot a bunch of bullets that are aimed at you. And while they're in midair, if you destroy one of the other boss components, so it has these 4 destructible engine pods and 2 destructible wing sections, and if you destroy those, the missiles will explode too. So what you can do is you can empty lock those sections as you destroy them. And if you do that to get a 5 chip, you'll get a whole bunch of 5 chips from all of those missiles being destroyed at the same time.
Yep.
So an easier strategy to do this might be to just do one of the pods on the left. That's very consistent. Doing more than one requires you to do some trickier dodges because the boss starts shooting more out. But all 3 of these players are playing for high score, so they're pushing it a little.
The real difficulty is when you go from 2 pods to 3 pods, just because the that first initial missile barrage where you have like the 2 bottom pods alive is much more difficult to dodge than you just killing like the bottom left one and
Definitely.
only not really having to dodge much.
PKE still playing super solid through the stage 2 kind of opening part here, approaching the mid boss. Ooh. Okay, he lost a little bit of score there, though. Those helicopter explosions, he lost his chain there. See if he can pick it back up in the second half.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is brutal on the Shmup Slam 2 reset rule set. Because you only get like 2 resets on stage 1 and one on stage 2, right, Mark?
And Tessu's locking strategies here are kind of aggressive. Really leaving a lot of stuff alive. It's kind of scary to watch, but he's got it under control, I think. PKE just made it. Ooh, and another death. Okay. Eek.
Oh wow. Yo, the reset timer's almost about to go out.
It's still at 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah. This game is incredibly brutal, especially when you're playing for score, because you have to go for a lot of risks.
Absolutely. Like, if you want to score this game, you have to play extremely risky. You have to get up on the top of the screen. You have to leave things alive so that you can carry your chain across multiple groups of enemies. And of course, you also have to do all of that without bombing or dying if you want the actual optimum possible loop. So,
and some of the chains are incredibly tight too. Like if you miss a chain, and you try to like autocorrect, then you try to correct yourself. Sometimes you'll be like in a bad position or like have a bad timing for your next chain.
Absolutely. Going off route can be devastating in this game, especially in stage 3. I find stage 3 is extremely brutal if you get just the littlest bit off your intended route. So PKE still trying to do the tread milk, I think.
Yep, he's doing a 2 tread milk. He hasn't really damaged the treads until the phase transition right now.
Yeah, they're really slick dodge right up, hovering above. Why can't I remember? Sphinx, I think, is the name of this boss.
Yeah, Sphinx. So there's the first grenade kill. Oh, he's got a lock on the second tread, so that probably means he's gonna like accidentally lock kill it or mistime it. Yeah. Unfortunate.
So I think this is going to be a second reset from PKE because he's died twice now in this run. Moglar has not died yet on this run. Tessu also has not died yet on this run, I believe. Tessu at 60 million in early stage 3. Yeah, that all checks out. Nice golden bat lock and chain there.
Is Tessu gonna get the? Is he gonna get the second chopper?
He didn't. He only got one.
Second chopper, but he only got one.
He still got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And carrying the chain on that golden bat is nothing to laugh at. The timing on killing those guys can be really challenging, especially when smaller enemies like the tanks on the ground kind of get in the way of your bullets. In the second golden bat in stage 3, the one at the end of the stage, is kind of notorious for that, where like you'll think you can kill it within your chain timer, but no. And that's part of why a lot of the players will use this sort of around the world dodge on him to make sure that their shots can get a consistent amount of damage.
The around the world dodge also gives you a little bit more popcorn.
Oh, does it?
It kills a little bit more popcorn, and from what I hear, from what Moglar's told me, it's also a bit easier, just in terms of if you want to just chain it.
Moglar's stream just dropped out.
Oh.
Okay, well, brutal. I hope that comes back. PKE working on the stage 1 mid boss. Moglar's back there. Approach to Sphinx. Looks like we might be a little delayed.
Doing the milk.
Yeah, looks like he's still going for a tread milk, although. So he's damaged the right tread heavily, and the left one not very much. So yeah, it looks like he's still doing at least 1 tread for the milk.
He's doing the 1 tread milk. He's gonna kill he's gonna shot kill one of the treads before phase 2, and then he's gonna keep the left tread alive, so that he can kill it during the grenade pattern.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tetsu coming out of the Vinogradov fight, looking like he's in a very good position. It looks like he has 84, almost 85 million right now.
Yeah.
And got the one up. So, good on him.
Yeah, they're on pace for 100 mil after stage 3, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so like super player splits are like 60 mil before stage 3 and 100 mil before stage 4.
60 mil before stage 3 is, oh man, this is so optimized. Tetsu coming into the stage 3 boss fight. PKE working on the milk for the stage 1 boss again.
Yeah.
So he's about to get his, I think this is the second pod he's going to take down. No, this is the third pod. Yeah, so there you go. That's the third set, and there's the first phase of that fight.
So, yeah, so Tetsu here actually not firing on this pattern instead of the third pattern. What you see people do is they'll not shoot during the third pattern so that they can get the second cycle on the first phase of the stage 3 boss, that they can empty lock it. So
a beautiful golden bat handling in stage 3 from Moglar, just point blank right there, get the full 5 chain, get both bonus helicopters on it. Very nice.
Yep.
And Tetsu on that third disorienting pattern from the stage 1-3 boss.
I think it may have picked up on something on the stream overlay. I wonder if Vitari indicator is for Western players, and then the Dodonpachi,
the long heat indicator is for
Japanese. Because I've noticed that across the runs.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a cool little touch there.
So Tetsu's in stage 4. He's got 107 mil.
Yeah. And
right
playing stage 4
right before it starts.
Yeah, playing stage 4 aggressively for score here. Going to be doing a lot of empty locking on these planes as they're coming down, and trying to clear out the upper half of the screen really quickly, because these big planes can really clutter up the screen with bullets and shoot these kind of horizontal walls that make maneuvering very difficult. PKE,
nice clean Mr. X.
They have gotten a very short Zako bonus section there. Tetsu taking out the first big tank. Yeah, full 5 chain. Nice.
He's gonna point blank there.
And Moglar working on
chain on both phases.
Bonus helicopters. Tetsu about to come into black draft. Moglar. Okay, no, he's fine. I thought for a second he might have taken. He's good. Moglar looks like he's at 85 million towards the end of stage 3. So yeah, totally on pace. Tetsu already at 117. Wow. Wow.
That counter is actually pretty insane. 1400/600
before
the boss. I mean, before the mid boss.
Draft. Yeah, that's really, really solid. Most of the points in stage 4 are going to come from after black draft. So really, really solid work so far. You saw him there. He's got
a pretty high multiplier, and I think he's going to go for the empty lock here on the first phase. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, and he delayed the kill on that first phase of black draft so that he can offset when it shoots some of its patterns in the second phase, which makes it a lot easier to dodge, much more consistent.
Right.
They're probably all going to do that.
I think the reason why he delayed the kill was so that he could kill the first phase of black draft. Kill the first phase of black draft as it's doing the aimed red attack, so that he could point blank empty lock it.
Oh, okay.
You want to point blank empty lock that phase as opposed to just regular lock killing it at their level.
Hang on, I believe Tetsu might be trying to reset, but he's resetting because he bombed there. I'm not quite sure what happened there. It may have been a miscontrol or hopefully not a mechanical malfunction.
I think what happened, and I know this is from experience, is when you're doing the Zako empty lock, sometimes so what you do is like you press down shot and lock, and then you let go of shot immediately, and then a bit later you press down shot again. So for that complicated input, sometimes you actually accidentally get a bomb.
Oh yeah, you just accidentally brush it with your finger. Ooh.
Yeah, I've done that a lot before.
Man,
so
that must just be the worst feeling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Moglar here is in stage 4 again. Looks like he did take a hit at some point because I only see 4 stock on him. He's at 104 million right now. So a little bit behind where Tessu was when he was at that point, but since Tessu had to
PKE
restart
doing
his
the
run,
golden bat point blank. Nice.
yeah, very nice.
And they still have enough time to reset for like a third time.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the other brutal thing about Ketsui is that when you're playing for score, you're going to be resetting a lot.
yeah, definitely.
And so like it definitely
very
wears on
unconvenient
you
game.
mentally.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you get to these later stages, stage 4, stage 5, it starts getting really intense. You have to be very precise with your routing and execution, and if you're trying to go for the OR loop, you do not have any flexibility at all. Like, you have to be on point.
Yep.
So,
Oh wow, three 5 chips from that one popcorn enemy right before Black Draft.
yeah. So Moglar here slowing down that kill on Black Draft.
Yep. This is a little setup here. Gets the mid boss to a certain health point,
Yeah.
and then as soon as the red pattern comes out, empty lock.
It might not be super clear on the stream, but there's no visible health breakpoints for these bosses on their life bars, so you just have to kind of learn approximately where and when those
Yeah, you have to
breakpoints are going
eyeball
to
them.
happen. Yeah. And this nightmare, very nice. Get right up in there.
Little
And
empty
then-
locks. Wow, he's at 900 counter
Yeah.
after
very,
the mid boss,
very solid.
and he's gonna do the multiplier. He's chaining the enemies after this post nightmare section in a way that will preserve his middle multiplier going into the Roombas.
Yep. Because the Roombas are worth a lot more points than a lot of the stuff that comes up before them in the stage.
Yep. So right there, he just got all the 5 chips, and he was alternating between empty locking the Roombas and also just locking and chaining them.
Yeah.
Ooh, he looks like he didn't like delay the popcorn kill to get that chain over there.
Yeah, he made it work.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, PKE.
I don't think it's like it's not
stage
too
2
much of a
boss.
point loss. It's not like DDP where it's like, oh, runs over.
And get the 5. Yeah, nice full 5s on that. And up here, this is a really tricky section. The second nightmare, as it approaches, you really have to time the kills on some of these popcorn and when you're cutting back, how you're cutting back through these streams.
Yeah.
Very cleanly done. Would have been
Oh,
nice to
you
see
get
some 5 chips
you
there.
get so close to the second nightmare.
Yeah, it would have been
Looks
nice
like
to see some 5 chips
Looks
there,
like
but you know,
messed up
he's
the
safe,
5-chip
and
kill.
that's what matters.
Playing a little safe, still gets 3.3k.
Yeah, so PKE looks like also may have taken a hit because I'm only seeing 4 stock on him. Interesting.
I don't know if he wants to do another reset, but
At this point, the players only have 3 more minutes to make up their mind. First pattern here from Cinderella. This thing is so disorienting with the little chevrons that it shoots out.
yeah,
So we're probably
I hate this
gonna see-
pattern.
Yeah, it's really mean.
These patterns are incredibly difficult to read.
Yeah, so here, waiting for all those little drones to fly off before Moglar starts trying to lock the body of Cinderella, that prevents you from accidentally locking on some of those drones and losing some of the damage potential. Here with this pattern, a lot of the time it's easiest to either go completely within all of those blue blue arrows or go completely around all of the blue arrows. If you try to kind of alternate, it doesn't usually work out very well. Going up nice to the top of the screen there to completely avoid some of those shots.
Safe spot.
This pattern
on the
here,
lines.
this pattern here can be really interesting. Sometimes it can get kind of like out of phase with itself, which can be really scary to try to dodge. But it looked like it was kind of friendly for him there. And then this, the kind of the famous Cinderella around the world pattern.
The around the world. The one that you're actually supposed to dodge around the world as opposed to unintentionally.
Right, yeah. It looks, deceptively easy, but you really have to be precise with your timing and your movement to get around that safely.
Yeah, it gets incredibly tricky when the spiral starts spinning in the other direction.
Yes, definitely. There's also some hilarious videos of players goofing off and dodging inside the middle of it because there's actually a tiny safe spot in there, but it's incredibly precise and absolutely not a consistent strategy.
Meanwhile, on PKE's side, he's got 1.5k counter slash 815 middle multiplier going into the mid boss of stage 4.
815 coveted to Black Draft. Hell yeah. And Tessu looks like setting up for a milk on Sphinx. Yeah, there you go. There's a grenade milk on one.
Looks like he's doing both treads.
Yep, and Moglar with Golden Bat. No, it's even further than. Yeah, this Golden Bat ER. Okay. Oh, missed the final 5 chips on that. He's going to try to get the 5 chips on the big box. Yeah, so he's setting up for it and coming down. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
So that's a very dangerous section.
5-chip.
He handled
the
very
way
well.
The way he 5-chips the air conditioner there is actually pretty risky because he like goes. He does this like little swerve to like right above the air conditioner.
Yeah. He went above and then back down.
And then back down.
We'll probably see a similar strategy here, where he does a bunch of damage to it and then kind of goes up to the tanks and then back over. Yeah, there you go. Timing on that has to be really precise, or you will get hit. Here we're starting to see these kind of the same helicopters from before, but they're using more advanced patterns, the kind of patterns that we'll see in the second loop. So they put out more of these radial spreads and really start clogging up the screen more. Coming up here is the next fixed 1-up. Ketsui looks like about to try to reset. About 20.
He has 23 seconds.
Yeah, PKE. If you're going to reset, you better do it now. So the player has Moglar here has to kill both of these helicopters. It's going to be red and blue helicopters that are the same model as the player ship. So he killed the red one. Here's the blue one, and he got it. So there's a fixed 1-up there. There's an interesting glitch there that can happen there where both of those ships will just randomly fly off the screen sometimes. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
and
it's happened before on SPS's live run.
It's happened to me. It's apparently happened to SPS. So Trafalgar here, very interesting mid-boss, a lot of destructible subcomponents. And so you'll see probably all these players going for the same strategy Moglar just did, where he takes out the first turret up top and then this lower corner turret. And that's to help both make some of the patterns easier and also as a better scoring opportunity. Especially in the second loop, it's absolutely critical that you take these turrets out in order to avoid this particular pattern right here that Moglar just handled. All these needles coming down. Meanwhile, PKE getting into Cinderella.
Yeah, if you don't kill that bottom right turret, that needle pattern gets a lot harder.
Yeah, it's a much harder pattern. Especially in the second loop, it's absolutely brutal if you don't take out some of those smaller turrets.
Right, and what he did before the turret kill is he did this like weird damage setup where he kind of like dodged on the right side of the screen for 2 of the blue waves, and then started kind of lasering the turret, and that's to deal damage control.
Moglar, they're going for the empty lock even on the Zako rush after Trafalgar. Very nice.
Yeah, this is actually pretty optimal. What you want to do is you want to, like, after you've exhausted your middle multiplier fighting the mid boss, you want to just replenish it with a lot of these empty locks.
All right, so retry timer is officially over. None of the players can reset from this point. Moglar about to start the descent. This is an incredibly tricky section.
Oh, nice! Leaving that one little popcorn alive just so that he can chain the next wave of enemies.
Now this part here, you have to be really precise, and getting a little bit off with your movement can just absolutely destroy you. You really want to dodge exactly like Moglar just did, right between the sets of bullets that are being fired there. He used a bomb there. I think because he already took a hit, he's not as worried about trying to make that URA requirement, so just clearing through it safely.
I think this is a score bomb. He's gonna get 2 extra bonus choppers instead.
He did, yeah.
3 extra instead of 1.
Very cool. Okay.
Sorry, not 1, 2. Usually, if you're no miss no bombing this, the Nightmare, you get 2 bonus ships, and he just got 3. So yeah, this is a score bomb.
Okay, cool. This section can be surprisingly tricky, but he did it exactly right here, kind of cutting over to the side, and then starting a full chain and locking back over on the Roombas. Now there's going to be a whole bunch more of these little helicopters coming from the top of the screen, and he's going to want to take those out basically as quickly as he can. They're incredibly dangerous if he lets them sit around. But he had a kind of a bug here happen where one of them flies off the screen for a prolonged period of time. Really, really, really nice continuous empty locking on the popcorn stream that comes in there. Taking out these big tanks. There's going to be another one from the top right in just a moment.
And he's going to speed kill that little white tank so that he can get 4 waves of these popcorn enemies, which of course he's going to empty lock because why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, and here's the blue helicopters coming down. These are
Panzer
really
rush time. Oh, he missed the empty lock on the on that building right before the Panzer rush.
Okay, and he made it through the helicopter rush right before the Buccaneer, so that was good. PKE now coming up on the fixed 1-up in stage 5.
So this is crazy.
PKE's down to 1 stock, so he really needs this 1-up here.
I wonder if he's going to go for the Nightmare empty lock. I'm not sure if he will. It's really risky at this point.
PKE did not get the fixed 1-up.
Oh, he got heli fucked too.
Oh boy. Moglar here, midway through Evacueer, about 25% of the way through the fight.
Yeah, so what's insane is that, Moglar's fucked up a bunch of times, but he's still at 200 million before the boss.
Absolutely. What an insane man. So his overall goal was 400 million to all. So he's well on pace for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This pattern here, very important to misdirect it, which you saw him do there. Good positioning with the continuous explosions. And then here, trying to stay locked on these missiles as they move
Final
around.
pattern.
Looks like a safety bomb. Nice. And again, more misdirection with these the blue and red spreads coming around. Now onto the final pattern with the continuous explosions. He's going to want to try to stay to the lower kind of spiral, lower triangle of the screen there. But the bomb for safety just trivialized the whole pattern. So very nice. And the reason that he's still able to loop after that is because his total count for deaths and bombs was only 4, I believe. So he should still get, yeah, there you go, Omote.
This is loop 1 score? 254 million. Wow.
Yeah, 254 mil. Fantastic. PKE now coming up on the descent. So now that Moglar's in the loop, you'll notice that he's no longer spawning chips, and also that all of the enemies are returning fire against him. So in the loop, the scoring system changes completely. It's no longer important to be close to enemies on death. Instead, what's important is to kill the right kinds of enemies with the right shot so that they would spawn more chips if they were still spawning chips. And the number of bullets that they spawn is essentially how you score. So in this particular case, every chip that would be spawned in a normal, like a loop 1 run, is a 1 chip because Moglar is in the Omote loop instead of the Ura loop. In the Ura loop, it would be a 5 chip. And he's mostly going to try to keep his distance because if he's too close to enemies...
PKE actually did he actually did the Nightmare Empty Lock.
Oh,
it's kind of crazy. Yeah. He actually just went up there and in like an incredibly dense pattern and shot killed it.
Nice. But yeah, so Moglar, since he's in Omote, he's going to want to be as far away from enemies essentially as he can and kill them as quickly as he can when they're high up on the screen, because that will produce more suicide bullets. The closer he is to an enemy, the more of those bullets might be sealed, which essentially means they're prevented from firing. And if they're sealed, they're not added to his counter in Omote. In Ura, they would be. So in Ura, he'll actually still be playing very aggressively, very close to enemies. But in Omote, it's much more about keeping his distance and trying to kind of maximize his lock-on kill. So
yeah.
One important
That's actually kind of interesting how Omote kind of works the reverse of like loop 1.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing that's very important to note about these kind of revenge bullets that are fired is that they're slightly randomized. So they're not necessarily aimed directly at you. You have to still pay a little bit of attention to where they are and how you have to work around them. So Moglar now starting on 2-1 boss. Much more aggressive patterns here. Looks like he's just going for the kill. No milking involved.
I don't think you get anything from a pod milk, even if you did try to do them.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. So PKE here coming up on Evacueer with no spare lives. So that's...
Is this just a 1-all?
If he bombs at all, I believe it is just a 1-all, yeah. Although, actually, you know what? He didn't get one of the 1-ups. He did not get the stage 5 fixed 1-up, so I think he might have clearance to use 1 bomb if he wants the Omote loop.
Yeah, still at 200 mil before the boss, though.
Yeah. Great scoring.
It's kind of crazy that like even if you mess up like that, even though PKE's messed up a lot, he's still at 200 mil before the boss, which is an insane score. Yeah,
it's a great score in Loop 1. Ketsui here so far looking really solid. Not quite as high scoring as his last runs, but he hasn't died at all, and he's hitting 80 million towards the end of stage 3, so that's looking good. Fingers crossed for him. Moglar at a very tricky section in the loop. Okay, good bomb, yeah. That part is very, very brutal with the way that those revenge bullets can interact with the route that you have to take, kind of slipping back and forth in that area. This mid-boss is also much tougher in the loop. He's still relatively manageable, but the way that the overlapping spreads, like they're kind of delayed and they land on top of each other, can be really tricky to maneuver through that.
Oh, yeah, those for the stage 2 mid-boss, those drones that it shoots out near the end of the first phase, they actually shoot out revenge bullets as well.
Moglar here dodging that final continuous explosion pattern, perfectly, just kind of staying in that lower triangle of the screen, misdirecting it up and over, and very clean. So let's, fingers crossed here. Did he make it? I believe he did. I'm pretty sure his count's only at 4. No, at 5, excuse me. His count should be at 5. Yeah, there you go. So Omote loop for PKE. Having said that, he doesn't have very many resources, and he's only going to get the 2 fixed extends here. So that's going to be a pretty challenging thing to keep going. Hope he does well.
I think at their level, they can still do it.
I absolutely think he can still do it, yeah. It's just not a great position to be in when you're starting the loop.
Definitely not.
Right, the only extend available to him is his mid stage 3 from the ship.
Yeah, mid stage 3 and mid stage 5 will
And
both
mid
be
stage
available
5
to him.
too.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
If he makes it that far. Yeah, it's very... He's got a uphill climb ahead of him.
Did Moglar just die? Did Moglar just die right there?
I think he did.
Yes.
I only see 4 stock, yeah. And his counter is not particularly high there, so I think, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he took a death. Is there any milking you can do on Sphinx in Loop 2?
No.
Okay.
Or
so
rather,
then
it's probably
just-
really risky.
So he's taking out the treads then just for safety. Makes sense.
Yeah. They shoot out a pretty nasty pattern in Loop 2.
Yeah, man. These boss pounders are so much more aggressive in Loop 2. Especially the...
Also, they shoot double the... They shoot out lines of bullets that travel at different velocities.
Yeah, that's something Ketsui does a lot, where it's like the same pattern, but it's slowed down and a little bit out of phase from itself. It's much harder to dodge because you're concentrating on dodging like the initial set of bullets, and then you get hit by the slower copy of it that comes a little bit after. So like right here with these drones, it's a much harder pattern. There you go. It's much harder pattern just because
the grenades
of the grenades.
The grenades are just evil too.
They are
really hard.
awful.
That's the pattern that usually gets a lot of Ketsui beginners is like the Loop 1 grenades, and then the Loop 2 grenades are just a lot more evil than that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, haha, you figured out how to do the Loop 1 grenades? Well, here's the Loop 2 grenades. Haha.
Yeah, I remember the first time I dodged like the Loop 1 grenades, I actually tilted my head sideways.
Oh boy! So coming up on 2-3, Omonte. This is a very, very challenging stage because there's so many enemies that can clog up the screen really quickly with revenge bullets. So you have to have a very precise understanding of what's going to be happening here and be good at reacting to the revenge bullets that are fired. So Moglar, they're not afraid to seal some bullets from those tanks, even though it's less optimal for score, just to give himself a way to move around. With these popcorn and this golden bat, we'll probably see him do something similar where he's just kind of staying slowly misdirecting everything across the screen. Good bomb there, clearing out a path for himself. Tessu in 1-4 looks like he's died by now. I missed it, unfortunately, but looks like we will not be seeing
no Ura today.
No Ura from any of the players today. PKE, meanwhile, has made it to 2-2. So far, he's doing quite well. He still has 4 bomb stock, so he hasn't used any bombs yet in the loop. This approach here that he's about to hit is pretty tricky. So let's see if he can do it without any bombs. Looks like he's got it. Yeah, nice, very nice. Moglar now about to come up on 2-3 Vinogradov. 9-17.
Some insane super play from all 3 of them.
Yeah, it's still fantastic play from everyone. So Vinogradov can be really scary in the loop because he shoots out way more bullets, as you can probably see here. So and there's still the popcorn and the battleships that you have to deal with during that fight. Vinogradov here in the Zako rush and had to use a bomb there for safety because even the popcorn enemies, when they shoot out so many revenge bullets, it's really, really dangerous. Very clean Vinogradov from Moglar there.
Oh, we lost PKE.
PKE just got a game over, so he's coining through, credit feeding through to the end. So congratulations on still a fantastic run. I think the end score was like what,
223?
No, only 220. Okay.
Yeah, he died a lot on the first loop, so he only got like a score of 216.
Right. That's right. I was thinking.
And his end of stage bonus is probably very meager because of that.
Yeah. Okay. Moglar just bombed there, but that was a good bomb. He kind of worked himself right in the corner, realized there was no way out, and then committed to the resource. So good for him. Looking like he's on pace for a really solid end of 2-3, but this last section with Golden Bet is really tricky. He's handling it really well so far, though. Nice cutback.
Gonna do a cutback?
Yeah, nice cutback.
There we go.
Tessu here hitting up Cinderella Amber. About halfway through the fight. The little drone section right now. relocking.
Really good movement from Moglar.
The 2-3 boss is really, really scary. The delays and offsets on his patterns is much, much trickier to dodge. And you have less room.
I don't think you even dodged I don't think you even fully dodged the first phase in if you're a Tiger, because the blue walls make it pretty much impossible to do so.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Moglar bomb it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tessu just took a hit during the around the world pattern from Cinderella. PKE is at Sphinx, so 2/2 Sphinx. Moglar now up to the final pattern. Even more visually disorienting than it is in the first loop, but the strategy is still basically the same. Just line yourself up with that blue line and kind of follow it as it wiggles back and forth a bit.
Yep.
Tessu now coming into the start of stage 5, doing some nice 5 chains on the popcorn rush and trying to set himself up for Golden Bat ER. And here he comes. Nice cut through, going over, getting the 5 chain. And first phase Golden Bat ER and second phase all in 5s. Very nice. Moglar, meanwhile, approaching the midpoint of stage 4, and his stream just cut out. Uh-oh.
He's already at 317 mil.
Yeah. Really, really solid.
He hasn't even reached 2.5 yet.
Oh, that was a dodge. All right. He had no resources there to bomb with, so just kind of going up for it, and really nice, like high screen cutback. PKE on 2-3. Used a bomb, it looks like, to get through a pattern there. Ketsui about to do the air conditioner. Waiting for a tank and getting the 5 chain off of it. Nice. Moglar about to hit Black Draft. Still playing for score in the loop. Keeping his distance, trying to spawn as many revenge bullets as he can. Really dangerous way to play in stage 4, particularly because of how easy it is for that stage and those enemies to wall you off.
Yeah.
But he's going all in. So Ketsui coming up in the orange helicopter. He's got it. He's going to get the blue. He's down to 3 spare, so he could probably use the extra stock. See it? And there you go. Got the fixed one up.
Yeah, so here on the stage 2-4 mid boss, Moglar is going to be doing a little damage control setup. He's going to be doing this so that he can milk both control when he goes from phase 1 to phase 2, as well as also milking the boss for a little bit of points. Like you'll notice in the blue spreads pattern, the suicide bullets in the middle are giving him some extra multiplier.
Yeah, okay, that's cute. All right,
and he also doesn't really have to dodge this pattern as much either.
Ketsui just had to dodge the needle pattern from Trafalgar, so for anyone who's paying attention, you can see just how brutal it is, even on stage first loop. Sorry. So now check out these loop 2 nightmares. Man, that is a scary enemy. Worth noting that the nightmare that shows up in stage 5 of the first loop will be using loop 2 patterns. We didn't actually see it when Moglar was there earlier because he bombed through it for score.
Yeah.
We may see it from we may see those patterns from Ketsui.
Actually, the 1-5 nightmare patterns look much more difficult than the even the loop 2 nightmares patterns in stage 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like I think like 1 or 2 extra lines on the first phase.
Okay, gotcha.
And the second phase doesn't look as aggressive.
So PKE coming up on 2-3. Whoa, that is an interesting way to dodge. Okay, and he used a bomb.
Did he go between the walls?
Yeah, he went between the walls. It's pretty swaggy. Tess coming up on the descent, and Moglar coming up on the ascent at 2-4. So this is an absolutely brutal section of the game with these loop 2 patterns and the revenge bullets involved. Same basic strategy applies, with timing your cutback, timing your movement, timing the kill on each of the phases of these nightmares, but it's so much more risky. So, very clean cutback, and come back up, and yeah, nice cancel, very good. Moglar just making it look easy. Tessu over here with the stage 5 nightmare, cleaned it up really well. Got looks like 2 bonus ships. Yeah, 2 bonus ships on Tessu 1-5 descent. Moglar now coming into loop 2
Stage
Cinderella.
Loop
2 Cinderella is
he's
so mean.
definitely on pace for 400 mil.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's
Ooh,
already
the safe spot.
346. So.
Yep. Nice little safe spot on the first the opening pattern for stage 2-4 boss.
Yeah, nice. Oh, Loop 2 Cinderella is so scary.
And then phase 2 looks incredibly evil as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the blue funnels are just like extra thick.
Yep. Yeah, the fact that shoots three-way now instead of just single lines makes it vastly more deadly. Good
That's
bomb.
a lot more evil too.
Good bomb. Get right up there, misdirect it, and then get right back down. So, and good. This pattern's still.
He has no more bombs left for the 2-4 final, which is going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, he's just going to have to.
He might just have to take a death.
Tessu about to finish the helicopter rush before Evacueer here. Is it going to be clean? Yeah, he got it. Okay, cool. And Moglar, again, just making this look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually a little worried because if the blue
attack.
spiral changes direction, that's like a guaranteed death. But
Yeah,
he didn't get. He got lucky.
It's
Usually
brutal.
in Ura, that pattern's an autobomb because it's much faster, and if it spins if the spiral spins the other way, it's like a guaranteed bomb.
Yeah. Tessu in Evacueer's first phases, and Moglar coming up on 2-5. 2-5 Golden Bat, and man.
Yo, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this stage counter on Tessu's side? It's 7K.
It is
before the boss.
His stage 5 has been very solid.
And I don't think he's missed at all in stage 5, has he?
I don't believe he has.
That seems like a no miss pace stage 5.
I mean that's a very good no miss stage 5. Like that's an exceptionally good counter. So coming into the last set of patterns there, Tessu. Moglar meanwhile coming up on the fixed one up. It's a little bit further till he gets there. He's at the second air conditioner right now. Ooh, that got really tight there, but yeah. Good for him for sealing all those revenge bullets. That would have been really messy. Tessu again, this nice lower triangle kind of dodging around and up and over, around and up and over, around and up and over, and there's the first loop, and Tessu has easily made it into Omote. 234 million first loop, which is higher pace than... Let's see what his score coming in is 249.
250.
Yeah, phenomenal first loop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, very nice. Moglar coming up on the second helicopter, and he got it, and he dropped the one up. Very nice. So we're going to see Loop 2 Trafalgar here in just a second. Meanwhile, PKE just coming up on the ascent in 2-4. Made it through the first nightmare. Moglar locking the top turret on Trafalgar. PKE. Is he going to get the cutback? Ooh, yeah, he got it. Nice. A little tense there for a second. Moglar about to get
really nice dodge.
Yeah, Moglar about to get that second turret kill on Trafalgar in 2-5. You're going to see just how crazy this needle pattern can get. Ooh, that was so cool!
Is he going to use the safe spot?
He safe spotted it. Oh, that was so cool.
Yep, that safe spot exists on Loop 1 as well.
Oh, that's so cool. PKE 2-4 Cinderella opening patterns. These kind of double delayed chevrons are really mean. Good bomb.
Yeah, what's really nasty about that that pattern for the 2-4 boss is you'll notice that it comes in 2 waves instead of 1, and the first wave is like a little bit faster than the second wave.
Nice cutback from Tessu, stage 1 there. Moglar now just trying to make it through that popcorn rush. Nice. Yeah, this ending section of 2-5 really aggressive.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he has any bombs either, so it's going to be...
He doesn't have any bombs. He does have plenty of lives, so his resources are actually pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty scary time. The descent is going to be brutal.
Oh yeah.
PKE on 2-4 final pattern. Let's see if the blue spirals reverse on him. They did, yeah, so he just bombed immediately rather than try to deal with that. Very nice. Moglar about to start the descent. Tessu at a 2-1 boss. So there's the first ship coming down, and the second ship, and very nice timing on the cut through. And again, nice cutback timing. Now the 2-5 in there. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. PKE coming up on
This
the...
is just like another day in the office for Moglar.
Yeah. It's hard to really appreciate how dangerous the Zakka rushes can be in the second loop if you haven't actually played the second loop. But those revenge bullets can really, really screw you up. It's hard to keep track of what's going to be happening there.
And Moglar just broke to 400 mil.
Yeah, 400. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Tessu at 264 at the 2-2 mid-boss. Moglar about to start the final approach with the helicopters. PKE about to come up to the 5th 1-up.
I think something that was pointed out by in chat, Moglar actually no miss, no bomb the descent.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really make a big note of it, but yeah, he definitely did. He hasn't missed for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think maybe even since starting...
He has no bombs.
He has no bombs, that is correct. He'll get one right before Evacueer. PKE about to get that fixed extend, hopefully. Fingers crossed that the helicopter doesn't screw him. Yeah, there you go, you got it. And Evacueer, loop 2 starting for Moglar. Much, much more aggressive. Same basic gist to all of his patterns, but just way more bullets.
This opener is evil. You can't just tap dodge it.
It's so mean. Oh, nice.
Especially the final part of that openers too.
That pattern with the blue and red bullets that kind of like interweave, it always gets me. It's so confusing visually. So, bomb there. Looks like he realized that he was probably going to get trapped, so he bombed his safety measure. Ketsui about to start 2-2 Sphinx, and PKE handling Trafalgar. Nice movement from Moglar here. Yeah. That was a really good attempt, though. He was not in a good position to dodge that pattern, but he did the best he could.
Yeah, that final wave is brutal.
That movement there from Evacueer was really mean. It put him in a situation where it was really hard to successfully dodge that pattern, so really good bomb. He's probably just going to bomb through the final pattern here. Yeah, there you go. Just bomb through it. Take him down.
It's his final score.
Very nicely played.
422, not counting end bonuses. 428.
He's got 4 lives.
Yeah.
At the end of Omote, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that was fantastic.
428.
Looks like it was 428 after the end bonuses. Yeah.
GG's.
So fantastic run, Moglar. Wow. So PKE about to come onto the descent here, and Tessu just finishing 2-2 Sphinx, 273 million on his side. So. And let's not, diminish PKE's accomplishments here either. He's already at 72 million in just the second loop alone. So if we consider where he was at the point where he game over, he'd be also at like 280, 290 right now, I think. He just took a death there though. Ketsui playing super aggressively in 2-3 here. So he's probably not performing optimally in terms of score, since he might be sealing some of those revenge bullets, but definitely very understandable, because it's so easy to get trapped in 2-3 if you let those revenge bullets clutter the screen up.
I'm actually not sure how well practiced they are in Omote. I don't really watch their streams, but I assume that they're usually trying to go for Ura.
Yeah,
so they might be using their Ura loop routes in the Omote loop.
Yeah, and the Ura routes,
which is a little bit detrimental for your score as well, because
in Ura it's fine to seal bullets.
Yeah, in Ura you want to be really aggressive, but in an Omote that kind of costs you score wise.
Yeah, definitely. So PKE about to start the final helicopter approach to Evacueer. Tessu here on 2-3 Vinogradov. Just nice movement, nice direction of Vinogradov patterns, and taking out that battleship early. PKE handling these helicopters right as they come on. Is he going to get it? Yeah. Oh, he's missing a helicopter. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Ooh. Oh. Okay, well that was really scary,
he
but
survived
he went through that.
Wow.
Too bad.
If you don't get the optimal locks on the helicopters, then that's when it gets really scary. What you want to do for the final two helicopters for the Panzer Rush is you want to have 2 locks on both of them.
Yep.
So that they both die at around the same time.
Yeah. And it can be really scary though because their movement can be pretty random.
Yeah.
And the way that their missiles can prevent you from moving around is just brutal. So Moglar, 428,569,247. Absolutely
amazing.
Phenomenal play. So congratulations, Moglar.
Yeah, this is like Western record tier.
He's more than
Absolutely.
beat his goal. His goal was 400 million, so he's well past that. He cleared with 4 stock. He made it look easy. Nicely.
Yeah.
So
This game is not easy.
Absolutely not. No. Ketsui here, 290 million into 2-3. He's also going to bomb that first phase out. PKE, pretty close to the end of Evacueer here. Nice. Man, some of these dodges are so tight in the loop.
So Moglar's highest emote on the index is 429 million. So he was damn
almost
close.
a PB.
Wait,
Yeah.
I think he PB'd a while ago and he got like a 440 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sure.
This is really crazy because he got like a 500 mil run and then he immediately did another run and got a 440 emote, and those are
God.
both PBs for him.
Wow.
That was just back in December he got the 429, so he's making
Yeah.
such fast progress in this game.
Daring
Yeah, this
Speedo in chat is saying that Moglar might load Doom in just to kind of show off the boss, so that'd be really cool to see. Meanwhile, PKE just finished Loop 2 Evacueer, and Tessu just finished 2-3 boss. With
Yeah, kind of
291
unfortunate that none of the players made Ura. But
very
then again,
understandable.
making Ura is like the
Such a
definition of
challenging-
marathon unsafe.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Any mistake and you're done. So
Like it's actually incredible that during Stunfest, both of SPS's demos, 500 mil Ura 2-alled.
yeah, SPS is a machine though, man.
Yeah, I mean, like he's SPS.
All right, so Moglar here showing off the Doom fight. Now this would be the TLB if any of the players had made it into the loop. Extremely aggressive TLB, although from what Jamers and Airpo describe it, probably one of the easier TLBs that Cave has produced. But man, some of these patterns are just insane. They're so mind-bending. Doom really shows off exactly how crazy the developers went when it came to making the Ketsui patterns so distinctive. Like everything is curvy and weird. Shooting out bullets that shoot other bullets that accelerate as they move across the screen. So in a couple moments, we'll probably see the pattern where he shoots out all these like canisters that move sideways across the screen and shoot out a bunch of bullets. And man, it's such a brutal and interesting boss. Tessa, meanwhile, coming up on 2-4 Black Draft, 297 million. So he's well on. Ooh, just took a hit there. Brutal. I think he was trying to tap and just slightly mistimed it. He's well on pace to break 300, easily 310, 315 if he survives that long. Yeah, so here we go. The canister pattern
that Doom's doing right now in Phase 2 with like the missiles that shoot the blue bullets and the other missiles that shoot the red bullets. That's incredibly hard to just even comprehend.
It's such a strange pattern to try to read visually, and let alone try to dodge it correctly. And again, Moglar just making it look easy. So in this last
that
pattern,
is incredibly hard. A lot of players I know will just like bomb it twice just to cheat that pattern.
and this last pattern also very, very challenging to read. But Moglar here finding those openings where he needs them and bombing when he can't. Really nicely handled.
Yeah, the real challenge for the final pattern is that the bullets come at you at all these weird angles, and then if you ever get like the one of the blue streams crossing with the red streams, it's like an auto death or bomb.
Yeah, so nice Doom showcase there. Great job, Moglar.
No miss?
No, he retried twice, I think.
Still pretty crazy.
Yeah, he used 2 retries, but yeah, still great work. Tessu here just broke 300 million, 306 right now, 307. So he's easily going to break 310 by the end of stage 4. So now he's just kind of about to hit up the final ascent there. Pulling out the Roombas. Big tank. Nice. So here it comes with all of the brutal cutback setup here. Taking his time. Nice. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Good cancel. Moving back over. Uh-oh, one of those helicopters was left alive. I think he's got it, though. Yeah, move back up. Yeah, he's got it. Nice. About to head into 2-4 Cinderella. So he's still got 2 stock and 4 bombs, and if we assume that he's going to get the fixed one up in stage 5 without the glitch happening, then he's got 3 full stock and 3 bombs going into stage 5. So that's pretty good. Let's see how he handles Cinderella, though. This boss is brutal. He has resources to bomb through it, though, which is a really good sign. 315 million.
Yeah, 315 on 2-4 boss is still like insane pace.
Oh yeah, he's definitely still it's a phenomenal run.
Like he's probably he's definitely gonna make
pattern.
350 by the end of the run, assuming that he actually finishes.
Yeah, that's my main concern is just seeing how much how well his survival works in. That hurt. Just getting clipped a little bit by that pattern. Man, that is unfortunate. So that takes him down 1 life. 1 stock going into stage 5, and I think he's probably going to have to bomb here because it looks like that spread's about to reverse, but maybe he'll get lucky. Yeah, he used a bomb there. But there you go. That's 2-4 Cinderella.
I think he just planned that bomb, like just instincts.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of okay. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Let's just get through the boss. So 318 coming into 2-5, still an excellent score. Just fingers crossed he can bring it home here. All right, about to hit up Golden Bat ER. Clean movement on this first phase. Second phase is where things get really hairy, but he pulled it off really nicely and timed it with the air conditioner. So really nice. Good movement with the turrets here. These cutbacks are really deceptively dangerous. Super easy to get yourself in a situation where Zako are spawning and flooding the screen with bullets, but he's really... Oh, man. That was really unfortunate.
This is going to be a tight situation.
Really yeah, this is a nail biter now.
It's going to be rough.
He could potentially get another extend right now and easily take it through to the end, but it's pretty tense right now.
He's gonna have to do really well in the second half of stage 5.
Yeah, he's gonna have to basically like try to no miss no bomb the descent. Probably he might be able to do like 1 bomb. I don't know what his resource spread is like for Evacueer.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that was a little scary.
Did he get the Tiger kill?
You got the one up.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go with Trafalgar.
A little breathing room now.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Tiny bit of breathing room.
All right. Let's just make sure, hope Traffy's being friendly today.
He played it pretty safe on the 3 choppers. No suicide bullets spawned by any of them.
Yeah, I mean, if I were him, I'd be playing super safe here, too. Not that I could ever get this far in Omote myself, but,
Yeah.
Made it to 2-4 once. That's it. Okay, good Trafalgar so far. This last pattern is absolutely brutal in the loop.
Oh, Moglar in chat said his Omote PB is 441.
Okay. Really nice movement from Tessu in this last pattern. This is really a confusing pattern, and it's very easy to die to that, but he took it in stride. Coming up on the descent now.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing really
Oh,
solidly.
SDOJ's a race.
Yeah, SDOJ is an expert race. It's gonna be nuts.
Oh, that's the only way to make this game marathon safe. Is well, if two players if one person only has like a 60% chance of clearing, then if there's two people playing, then they have a higher chance of one of them actually clearing.
Right.
Good bomb from Tessu, but I'm worried about the nightmare here now. Oh god!
Oh man, took the hit.
Right into it. All right, well,
Wow,
it's all down to
that
the
was
wire
really
now.
unfortunate.
He's got 3 bombs, maybe a 4th one. He'll get a 4th one before the boss, but will he make it that far? That's the real
Right.
question.
Will he make it to 350? He's only at
Three-
He's already at
345.
345.
Yeah, he's real close. Oh, okay, used a bomb there. That was pretty good, though. He was in a really bad situation in terms of his positioning relative to the enemies. Unfortunate, though. Down a bomb.
Yep. He might have to use another bomb for the Landmasters.
Yeah, because that is a really brutal section. Using another bomb here for the popcorn cutback. Uh-oh, dude. Uh-oh. Oh, no!
Strats.
Spawned into him.
He ran into the helicopter as it came on the screen.
Wow.
Oh, no! Still phenomenal
Very
work.
close, though. Yeah, amazing.
250 million. He's going to play it through, it looks like. So 246, 247, somewhere right around there was where he tapped out. Fantastic work getting that far in 2.5 Omote. So, wow.
And he's going to play the rest of the run out.
Yeah. Curious to see how he handles the Vacaneer. I wonder if the players are aware that, how each other did. Is he aware that he was the last one that was still going at that point? I imagine the pressure would be pretty hard to deal with if you knew that was the case.
That's right. I'm guessing that they don't, but who knows? Maybe they have like a feed of the stream on a secondary monitor they can kind of peek over and look at from time to time.
Oof. Yeah, I don't think I could handle that.
Maybe between stages just to see like how things are going.
Oh boy. Yeah, nice. Okay. Good movement there in that first phase.
So we can kind of get an idea of how many resources he would have needed to
Yeah.
clear this.
Yeah. And so far he hasn't, missed or bombed, so this first phase has been treating him really well. Nice. About to hit the second phase. Yeah, there you go. Second phase, you want to lock all 4 of your options on one of the legs to do a little bit more damage. Just for whatever reason, it ends up working out a little bit better if you space out your locks that way. Ooh, super, super high dodge there, but it was pretty clean. This pattern with the bursts and the missiles always gives me trouble. But
yeah.
It looks surprisingly easy, and then you get hit, and you're like, why?
It looks really easy, and yeah. Problem is the way that Evacaneer moves can influence it very dramatically. So, so you're just going to bomb through this last pattern. So, yeah, I mean, he one-bombed it. No miss, one bomb.
Right.
So, honestly, he still had a great shot to make it through up until that last death. It was really unfortunate with that helicopter. So
yeah, the choppers are so scary.
GG.
But yeah, congratulations to all 3 players. Excellent work. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Props to my boy Moglar for being the only one that actually cleared the run.
Yeah, seriously.
Played really well.
He played really, really
Great
well.
score too.
He made it look easy. Finished with 4 stock, and got very close to his PB. He was saying in chat that he was very, very happy to get within 13 million of his best. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tiger is generally more popular. I think it's just kind of a matter of preference. Like the other ship is a more narrow shot and it moves more quickly. But the other thing that's kind of interesting is that the lock-on speeds are slightly different for the different ships. So
Yep.
with this game, with scoring in particular, I think a lot of people are much more used to the way that Tiger moves. But there's some very high scores that have been achieved with Panzer as well. So it's certainly like still a very viable ship if you're playing for survival or for score.
Yeah, I talked to Moglar.
Like they're both really good. They're both really good ships for score.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's not
It's just
any
a
real
little different.
distinction.
Yeah, I actually talked to Moglar and Iconoclast about this. Iconoclast said that he felt like Tiger was the better ship for scoring overall, and then Moglar said he felt that Panzer was the better. So I think even among the like Ketsui players and people who really know the game, it's kind of a, it's not clear exactly which one's distinctly better than the other.
I actually hear that. I actually heard from PKE. Like PKE actually talks in this Discord frequently that he thinks that Tiger is a little bit better because there are certain sections where Tiger can get better empty locks.
I always love situations like that where it's close enough to where you kind of have to really start like theorizing and stuff like that, where it's not obviously clear which ship is best.
Yeah, but like most of the top players use Tiger, so I think it's probably just more popular.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Even
definitely more
even
popular.
though SPS has 500 millions with both ships, which is incredibly crazy considering like you spend a lot of time just playing one ship and then you switch to the other ship and it plays completely just differently enough to the point where your routes are just kind of like they don't work.
Yeah, just looking at
your muscle memory is just like not well tuned for the other ship.
just even looking at the index, the amount of Tiger entries basically doubles the Panzer entries. And that was just going through all the available replays I could find of the two ships. It's just definitely the more popular of the two.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So, let's look at the schedule. SDOJ is next. That's awesome.
Oh, SDOJ is going to be crazy. So it's going to be featuring. Do you know who the Japanese player is?